Welcome to the first episode here. I'm going to go through a few stocks today, which is the 10th of March. So we got a widespread sell-off in the market today. I just want to go through a couple of analyses I use in the market to guide the trading and just general investing. So I generally speaking, I use the indicators. I use the 50-day, 200-day, MACD, and I look at volume profiles as well as the MACD, trends in the MACD. So if I'm looking at a couple of things. So two things are the chart, and second thing is the story. So I take both into account whenever I do these analyses. But generally speaking, it looks like we're close to a short-term bottom in the market. This is Tesla, which sold off pretty hard today. We're down at 218, so we're somewhere in here. If I refresh this, let's see where we are. So yeah, I guess after hours we're down a little bit further under the 50 and 200 days, which is a little bit bearish here for Tesla. I've been looking at SMH, which is the semiconductors, which got smoked. So a couple bearish signals here I want to go over. So we see this this pattern is ABC pattern. So 1, 2, 3, double top, and then it took some time. You see the MACD cross. It's not always a great indicator of when to short, because you see, even though MACD is decreasing, you got this sideways movement in the market, and a lot of people got wrung out in that sideways movement. But if we look at also, I also like to draw on here for the SMH. I like to draw a couple of trend lines. I know trend lines can be a little bit tricky sometimes, but see a trend line here. It is possible that we pull back to this trend line, which brings us back to around low 200s, give or take, which seems to be a support since it looks like March of 2024. So this is about March of 2024. Now, if we break through that trend line, I believe that we'll go straight to the 200-day moving average, which is right down here, very strong support in this between, I would say, 162 to 176 range. And there probably it would get a strong bounce off of here, because this is very strong support in the short term. But it's likely that in the next, let's say, week or two, this might trade down a little bit, but then, I would anticipate that we get a little bounce. And also, if we draw another trend line, we see that since this trend line here was broken on the SMH, we could probably expect a retest of this. So if we're looking at that, it might retest, come back up to 140-ish, I would say. Maybe not 100% retracement of this move, but maybe it would bounce up to like 140 and start to hit this line, and then decline further. All signs are pointing towards a bearish move in SMH. Continued maybe with some pops, so there might be some pop in here. That would be a pretty good shorting opportunity, in my opinion, if there was a big pop in here. But then I would expect this to roll over. It's nowhere near long-term oversold levels. Over here, back in 2022, we saw this kind of this descend here, but the MACD kind of made a a bullish bat pattern. So that told us that we're going straight up and in the ABC pattern and double top, and we're coming straight back down. I wouldn't be surprised for -5 on the MACD. So as general trends go, I've been watching. So a couple of ones to sell looks like, turbulent times for Tesla and SMH. A couple of under the radar stocks I've been looking at recently are HAIN. I see some curling up on the MACD. So I'm not calling bottom here in this stock, but I think that this stock is in a bottoming process. I can't say that it's certainly a bottom here because it's making new lows here, but you see this curling MACD. I think we're in for more of a short-term bounce in HAIN as people realize AI isn't taking off as quickly as people have anticipated, and we see here's a pretty strong trend line down now. I believe that this MACD might cause a test of this, so it's around 650. Of course, if we break above that retest, I think we're going straight up to 16 in HAIN. But that's my that's my view on HAIN. HAIN Celestial. It looks like a great buy if you're willing to stomach some risk here to the downside a little bit. Maybe it'll go down, bounce around the threes, but it's kind of close to making long-term bottom. I also love the long-term chart of this stock because if you look at the long-term chart, it looks like we're right here, which is right near all-time lows, and I do think that we're making a generational low in this stock, HAIN Celestial. Same thing with Farm, which they actually reported decent earnings recently. Very same thing here. I wasn't quick enough to catch the pop on Farm. This little pop here, I was watching it for a while. Very similar pattern to HAIN, but we see it's almost near all-time lows. Huge pop-up in 2017. Looks like it was 35. Now it's about 2. I do think that as people rotate out of AI back into these food names, I think you'll see a little continued bounce here, perhaps testing this 200-day. So I wouldn't be surprised. We got the pullback recently in HAIN, and also Farm looks, I would say, bullish on the short term here because you got that candle which came up, okay, and then retesting. It looks like it's retesting, and we got a little cross here of the 50 and 200 days. So I would watch that very carefully. I think that with this retest, maybe it comes down a tiny bit further into the low twos. I think that's only a buying opportunity. I think we go higher on Farm. Maybe up to this level right here, which seems to be a little bit of resistance, maybe $4 or so. So that's all I got for today. So I just wanted to say hello to everybody, and this is my first video, so I hope to make more videos in the future. If you like the video, then like, subscribe, and comment. If you want to see more content, then I'll be on it, and you guys just let me know out there in internet land if you like this content. I'll make some more videos and have a nicer interface. So just let me know, and have